So I haven't eaten in 4 years, and I've talked a lot about this recently. And I've waited 4 years really to see if there's something meaningful to share with the world, and there is. And when I say I haven't eaten, what I mean is I haven't eaten in the traditional sense. I don't eat solid foods. I live on super greens and smoothies and things like that. And I'll talk about that in a second. But there's a couple of questions that I want to address in this particular issue. The first thing is what I'm doing beneficial? And the obvious answer is yes. When I first started doing this, I went on a detox back in July of 2022, and I lost a lot of weight very, very quickly. And it's been pretty effortless to keep the weight off since. But the main question I want to answer in this video is what I'm doing hard, because that's the one that's going to surprise most people. Because when you think about how I am eating, what I am consuming, which is mostly liquid super greens that I sometimes put in smoothies. Sometimes I make ice creams out of them. I also have veggie broths. But the types of things that you would have in a detox. And in fact, the way I started it is I started on a detox and I decided to keep going and to continue to add more nutrients, but in a liquid form, in a very bioavailable form, in a form that required no digestion activation, so that I could stay in the kind of detox mode and get the benefits of the detox mode. The other benefit I've noticed is I just had my blood work done and I'm 62 years old, and my biological age, according to the pheno age calculator, is 39. So I'm 23 years younger than my biologic age, and I feel amazing. And my blood markers, like my inflammatory markers, are as low as they can be. So there's no question that what I'm doing is beneficial physically, and I am getting all the nutrients I need, again, just in a very liquid bioavailable form. But the question is it hard? And this is the part that I think would surprise most people. Nothing I have ever done has been easier and more effortless. I never feel the desire to go back to eating in a traditional way, in the traditional sense. I never have a desire for a burger or a pizza or any solid food at all. Not ever. I really feel like my biology has mutated. And the thing you have to understand is I was once over 400 pounds, and I lived on McDonald's and pizza and burgers and ice cream and all this kind of junk that I craved all the time, and I don't crave anymore. And the thing that I've learned firsthand is that the types of foods you crave, the amounts you crave, that all can change. Your biology can change and your taste can change. So there's no object reality to something tasting good. Like a McDonald's milkshake might have tasted good to me when I was 400 pounds, and now I think I would throw up if I had that now. So something legitimately biologically has changed in my tastes. And there's lots of reasons for that. Your microbiome changes, your stomach shrinks, the sensitivity of either your taste buds on your tongue changes, your blood sugar stabilizes, you become more efficient at burning fat, so you have less junk food cravings. So there's lots of reasons why your tastes change. But the biggest reason, the most specific reason, which I think is pretty incredible, is what changes when you start a detox, where you go into what I call detox mode, what I've always called detox mode, but what scientists call digestive quiescence, the state where your digestion just shuts down. The first time I did a detox was back in 2004 at the end of a 220-pound weight loss journey. I had already lost about 180 pounds, and I wanted to do a detox because I had read it's the best way to get rid of all the toxins that you've accumulated over the years, and I wanted to have a fresh start with my body. And I read the book Fasting and Eating for Health by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and he said he went on a 42-day water only cleanse, which I thought was crazy. But I started a detox, and I started doing it as water only. And I went day by day. And what I noticed is that after the second or third day, my hunger completely disappeared. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. Let me take it day by day. And it's like my stomach shut down. I went into this state that I call detox mode, where I just wasn't hungry anymore. And I took it day by day, and I went 21 days on just water, and that was life changing. And then over the years, every 6 months or a year, I do a 5-day, 10-day detox. And I always find that the same thing would happen, is that after 2 or 3 days, my digestion completely shut down and I wasn't hungry anymore. And then back in 2013, I started guiding people online through 5-day detoxes. We'd have 300 people at a time doing a 5-day virtual detox with us. And it would always be hard the first couple of days. And then around the third or fourth day, people would start saying, wow, I feel amazing. This is incredible. I'm not hungry anymore. And then by day 5, everybody would say, can I keep going? I want to keep going. And I would usually say no, or I would always say no, let's all go off the fast together, because you want to have a really good experience your first detox. And then in the future, you can experiment with longer detoxes. Well, this state that I call detox mode, that scientists call digestive quiescence, has been mapped out. And there's a very large detox retreat in Europe that did a study with 1,400 people. And what they found is that with 1,400 people doing a detox or a fast between 4 and 21 days, that by the fourth day, 93% of them, 93% of them had an absence of hunger, not less hunger, an absence of hunger. So this feeling like their digestion has shut down, that happened to 93% of the people. And in my experience, doing online detoxes, it happened at least to 80 or 90% of the people. And it always happened to me. So what I decided to do was to see how long I could go with my digestion shut down. And that was the experiment that I started years ago now. And what has happened is it's taken on a life of its own, where my digestion is kind of like permanently shut down, in the sense that I'm permanently, in my opinion, in this state of digestive quiescence. Now, I still have lots of calories. I don't count calories, but if I were to count calories, I probably have 1,500 to 2,500 calories a day. I have lots of protein. I probably have about 200 grams of protein a day. I lift weights once every 4 days at the most. I don't do too much exercise. And when I lift weights, it's only for about 10 to 20 minutes. But I do lift weights, and my body grows muscle very quickly and easily because the inflammation is so low. But I'm perpetually in this detox mode. So what I've been able to do is maintain this incredible state of digestive quiescence for over 4 years. Now, that's what's incredible about that, is that it makes it so easy. And that's why this is the easiest thing I've ever done. Now, when you look from an object perspective, you say, you've got to be hungry all the time. I'm not hungry all the time. And the foods that I have are very, very satisfying. And I never get that feeling like I got to have a meal. I sip my smoothies every once in a while. Sometimes I forget to eat. I'm in a different state. My body has mutated. And I'm ready to share this with the world, because it's now been 4 years. I now have had blood work that's determined that biologically, I'm 23 years younger than I am chronologically. I'm 62 years old. I feel like I'm 20. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. But biologically, I'm showing up at 39 years old, which is amazing. So what I'm doing is clearly good for you. It's clearly has weight loss benefits. I lost an enormous amount of weight in the very beginning. I lost like a pound a day for a couple of months. So I had an enormous weight loss transformation. I never had to think about that weight again. And I feel like I'm getting younger every year. But the point that I wanted to make in this video, and the biggest, most amazing thing, is nothing has ever been easier, because I have been able to shut my digestion down, to go into this digestive quiescence state, and to stay in it while still nourishing my body. So that's kind of a cool concept. And I would invite you to try to experiment with it, where if you go on a detox, experiment with nourishing your body after the detox with really, really bioavailable foods like super greens and smoothies that are already blended or liquid and require very little digestion and are very nutritionally dense and easy to digest and absorb the nutrients, so that you don't reactivate your digestion. And experiment with this and see how it feels. It is truly, truly life-changing. So I'm going to make lots more videos about this, but the main point I wanted to make is that nothing has ever been easier, and that to me is completely mind-blowing. Cool. So that's what I wanted to mention today, and I'll be back with more soon.